let's get started here. So let me share my screen. Well, let me first start. Um, so uh, KW's provided DocuSign account is going to be ending here on July 14th or 15th, I forget. So you can continue using DocuSign, but obviously you'll have to have a paid account, which is I think about $20 if you want to maintain that. But IntelliSign is going to be taking its place. IntelliSign is actually the signing mechanism you use within zip forms. If you guys use zip forms for that, you can telesign through there. So it's the same actual thing. And actually, um, we have our own Lone Wolf account. So I'll show you that right now. Um, so the good part about it is now with DocuSign before you'd have to like take your DocuSign, take your accounts, take your forms that you completed, download them, send them to your TC or or and then upload them to the system. So now with IntelliSign, it syncs with command. So now if you're doing your TC or your TC is doing your transaction work, they can actually grab the docs directly within command. So I'm going to show you that right now. Any questions before we get started? Any confusion about what's happening or that? No? Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna share my screen. Screen one, share. Can everyone see this? Okay. This is your command. You should be familiar with this. Is your CRM. You're going to be going to settings. So you're going to have to click your little name on the side there, and you're going to go to settings first. The first thing you have to do is connect your Lone Wolf account. Now, here's the key. You guys already have been using your car form zip forms account, which is actually now a Lone Wolf account. If you don't know, if you logged into your zip forms, you can go to the Lone Wolf or go to the Legacy. Just FYI, that Legacy zip form account, if you're still using it, car is taking that away at the end of the year. So at the end of the year, that zip form profile in your car forms is going away. The only thing left will be the Lone Wolf. Now, if your car forms access is tied to your KW email, that means you log into your KW email on Lone Wolf, on zip forms, on car, it will actually sync the whole thing with command too. So whatever you have legacy in there, it'll be all in your Lone Wolf account. If it's under a different email address, though, it will not sync. So you may want to go change your account to that email so that it will sync to the KW email account. Now, if you see on the screen the Lone Wolf, I already connected mine, but it will, if it's not connected, it'll literally be sitting right here up top, digital signatures and transactions, and you'll hit connect accounts. And all it's going to do is bring up the Lone Wolf login, literally the login you use to get into your zip forms, your car forms, same login. You would then log in under that. Well, you should log in under your KW email, I should say. If you don't have a KW email Lone Wolf account, you'll need to create one and do there, but it'll be brand new. But like I said, the easier way is you want to move your old zip forms into the KW email account because then it'll connect everything. That means command will see anything currently in there and also old previously in there you have. So once you connect that, you need to see this. It needs to show connected, current status. If it shows that, then you have connected the sync to it. So now you're done. So now I'm going to go to opportunities. So this is where, and if you're not doing this, your TC is doing this, but essentially this is where we do our compliance and tracking of your transactions, which you should be using. It's a great program to use, actually, a great workflow. And I'm going to demonstrate for you how it works. So for example, I have a new buyer, for example. I'm going to create an opportunity. I'm going to say I'm going to go to buyer. And here it is. And I'm going to, just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to add Taylor Valencia here, who is on this call. Let's see. As my buyer, and say I'm going to put her in an active and signed, and I'm going to put it there. I think that's it. And I'm going to create the opportunity. Now this says I have a buyer, and I'm good to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to documents, And now there's no checklist, but you can sync with your provider over here. See that? Sync with provider. And then I have Lone Wolf. That will show up once you have set it up in settings. Once you have sync with your provider. So once you create an opportunity, you're going to have to sync that opportunity, each opportunity to Lone Wolf so that it sees it. So I'm going to sync it with Lone Wolf. And in this case, I'm going to pick a transaction. So buy side, I want to do non-trust seller, non-entity seller. So I'm going to do that folder. So now I have a BRBC here. Does it make sense? So that should have synced. Didn't it? Okay, syncing. Okay, see now it's synced, and now it's bringing up. Getting connections ready, and now it's bringing up my my Lone Wolf account. Now, if you notice here, you have a KW Lone Wolf account. You see it here up in the left. I also have my John Barnato one. My John Barnato one is my car one. Make sense? It's the legacy account, but my transaction command edition's here. You can go there. And you see it's created a Taylor Valencia buyer transaction, for example, in my system. And this is just transactions I want to show you. So because my zip forms and my Lone Wolf with car is tied to my KW email, see, it's pulled in all my current transactions already that I had in there previously before I connected it. Makes sense? And literally I connected it this morning. So you can see it's pulled in all these old other ones that were currently in there. So if you have it under KW, it'll sync like that. So now I have Taylor Valencia in here, purchase, and then I'm going to add paperwork, and I'm going to go get a buyer rep agreement. So say I'm adding a buyer rep agreement. Okay, great. Now that's in there. Sorry. So I have it here. So I'm going to, and you can see you can just pull in any doc you want in the system here. Makes sense? And you can grab it from the transaction. You can grab additional forms here, but it's just like what you're doing. And then what you do is I would say, okay, and because it grabbed the information from the contact already from command because it synced it, and it already knows my information, all of that's in there. I haven't set it up yet, but it already set up the command. So I can do prepare for signing. And then it's going to say, what folder do I want to return it to? Sorry. Oh, sorry. Try for free. Oh, this should have worked. Oh, let me back up. There, sorry, not something weird happened there. So, signing name. So, Taylor RBC. So create. And my buyer representation is in there, so I'm just going to grab it. So now my buyer rep's in there. And the cool part about this is you hit next. Oops, you got to add signers. I forgot. Signers. So you got to add participants. You're going to add yourself, obviously. I'm the broker, so you got to save that. And then it's going to say who's the buyer, and I have to add a person. So I'm going to add a participant, add new, and I have to put Taylor Valencia. Oops. And you have to put a realtor. I'm going to put buyer, and then remote signer. Make sure that's there, because if you just have reviewer and CC, they're not going to sign. So you want to say signer, save. And now I have those, so I'm good to go. So I'm going to hit next. And I want you to note something. Hold on. I have to sign my role. Buyer's agent. If you notice something, which is beautiful, that DocuSign didn't do, it automatically fills in the locations of your initials and everything. is beautiful. So that's done. So now I just go next, and then it's going to send. Pretty simple. Now that went to Taylor, and Taylor's on here. So Taylor, if you could sign, and I have to sign too. So let me get to my email. And you can see here, oops, I got a signature request. Requested, start signing, and so it looks like from your client's perspective or your perspective, you just sign, start, sign, 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 sign. All right, complete signing. Now I've done all that. Now let me go back to it. Okay, so sorry. So if I refresh it, now all people have signed. So we have an accepted offer. So now that it's signed, sorry. So the good part, now it's signed, you can say view final, you can see it if you want to, but the good part is I can go back to opportunities. Now under my checklist, sorry, I have to refresh it. So if you see, if I look under buyer, now I'm back at the command in my checklist, because it's signed, you can see, look, my form is already in command. I don't have to upload it. I don't have to do anything because it was signed in my KW platform on Lone Wolf. It automatically shows up here. So you don't have to download it to your computer, upload it to command. Don't download it, email it to your TC. All you have to do is say, hey, TC, or you or your assistant, here the docs are in my Lone Wolf account signed, and as long as it's synced, the docs will be there. The ones that are completed and signed will be there. Make sense?
I might get off the naughty list again. This is going to be awesome.
So the good part about this is it's going to save you a lot of time. One, because I don't know about you, but putting all the little, I mean, unless you made a template, filling out all the initials and signatures and dates on the forms was really annoying, right? So if you do it through the Lone Wolf account, right, it will automatically place those signatures, dates, and initials for you automatically, as long as you put the parties in. That's the key part, is you got to put the name, email, and assign the parties so that it knows where to put everyone's signatures in there. That is very important. And then if I go back to transaction, then so everything's here, and you can just set it up according to that. And actually, there's more in transactions. So if you want your contacts, as you build contacts in your database, they will show up here as well. Sorry, it's loading. So there's me, but you can add contacts and relationships in there. But you can see how there's different parts of it, but you want to be, and you can even go to your legacy zip forms account. So here's my legacy zip forms account. So this is how it's connected. Because it's under your KW email, you can even pull your legacy up if you have it connected to your KW email. You can see this is my legacy one. So I highly recommend that you do your forms through transact command. Well, this is the home page, so it'll actually start tracking your production over time as you do your forms too. You collect things. If you mark them closed, it'll start tracking your production for you. But you just go to transact command edition, straight from your opportunity. You get the forms you want, sign them, assign the parties, send them to sign. Once they come back signed by all parties, all you have to do is go back to opportunities. Sorry, wrong one. Opportunities, and you can grab it. Actually, this has a bunch of forms, but just so you know, if I was doing this, you can even go split an attached doc and see, because it's all forms together technically, you can even go split attached docs, and this is more for your assistants and your TCs, because they have to put the forms in the right categories. You want to, not on your computer, you're going to grab it now from Lone Wolf Transact, and you see the buyer broker agreement is already in there because we completed it within Transact. You grab it and hit next, and now it's going to pull up the form, And this is going to be agency disclosure. So I'm going to do 1 to 2 pages, 1 to 2. And you need to name it agency. And then, what's this, page 3? Page 3 through page 7. So add more. So I would do buyer representation 3 through 7. And then BRPC. And then representation. So I've got this. What is this? Possible representation. This is, sorry, 8. This is 8. Yeah, 8. 8. PRBS. And then let's see, broker. My gosh, they have too many. Broker advisor. Broker comp. And that's page 9 and 10. 9 through 10. Oh my gosh, okay. Buyers and investors. This is why it can't be a TC. Buyers and investors. BIA. And this is pages 11 and 12. And then California privacy. Privacy, and this is page 13. So you can see I split it all, split and attached. And then it's attaching all the docs. So, and you can see it put in there. So literally you, or if you're TCing your file, or your assistant or your TC could literally just grab the docs, even from the split one up here, the docs will show up in there. So they can just grab it and do it without worrying. And your TC or assistant knows. The good part is if it's in command here, or it's under the form here, or if it's under one of these, that means it's already signed and fully executed. So they don't have to check to see if it's fully executed because they know if it's in here from Lone Wolf, it's a fully executed document. Okay, I threw at you a lot. Seems simple. I'm sure there's questions. Anyone not understand? So one level is you can still do it the way you want to. Go to legacy zip forms and do your stuff, but your DocuSign account will not be a paid account starting July 14th or 15th, around there. We recommend using TeleSign. I just like it because it makes it super easy for me. I don't have to download the docs after they're signed. I can just do them right here, and it fills them out for me. So that's pretty awesome. And just so you know, CAR has announced they are going to be eliminating the legacy zip forms platform starting the end of the year. So I recommend you just migrate to Lone Wolf anyways. The only thing that might be weird is if your current Lone Wolf account is not under your KW email, then initially it won't sync all the previous or all the current transactions you're doing. So you may have to create those or sync that at some point, or change your account email address. So, questions? I threw a lot at you, but don't worry, we are recording this. We will put this out there so you can do it again. But remember, number one, just to rehash, you have to go to settings. You need to, it'll show up down here under digital signatures and transactions. It'll say connect account. You need to connect your account, sign in like you normally sign into your zip forms or your Lone Wolf account. That's number one. Then number two, every time you create an opportunity, you have an opportunity, you're going to have to go to documents, and then you're going to sync it with the e-provider one time. You have to go to sync with e-sign provider, and this will be Lone Wolf transact, and you're going to sync it. the opportunity one time. Now, here's the thing: you have to sync each opportunity to Lone Wolf. So when you create one, or if you're moving the system already over and you're kind of in the middle of a transaction, you can move over right now. You'll just have to sync it right, go into that and sync it right then, and then it'll do that, and you can finish the forms that you have for the transaction there. Um, please remember, once you upload forms, you have to hit submit to MC, or you will not get. It will not be there, right? It'll not be audited by the auditor. Now, for those of you who use TCs, or for those of you who use assistants, I would highly recommend that they watch this video, because this is going to be they will, trust me, they will love this. It will simplify their life, and actually yours, because no longer are you having to download forms, attach them to an email, and send them to your TC. You can just say the forms are done. They're in my command opportunity, right? So they can just go grab them, which is beautiful. So that will help a lot, as well as I'm going to do another training in a couple weeks. So if you want to get your assistants on and have them, ask those questions, you can do that as well. Any questions? None. That was.
I have a question.
Okay, Susanna, thank you.
Is this something that are you guys gonna have like a in-person workshop for this? Just because I don't have my computer with me and I'm like more of a hands-on person.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Is
So
it
how's
maybe
this?
something Jeff can help us?
Before the July 15th transition over, I will have a live class in the office. Bring your laptop and we can walk you through if you're struggling with that process.
Okay, cool. Because I know this is like you're showing us a new transaction, but I know we have to keep record of all our previous
Yes.
fine documents or whatnot.
And we keep track of it from a broker's perspective, from the ones you upload to the checklist. So long as and by the end of your transaction, you'll upload it. So even if you do your current ones on the legacy way, that's fine. It's just long as we have those forms, we'll have in those in the log here. So long as we have it in this checklist, which we will, because we'll require it for the check release anyways, right? So long as that's in there, that's what we're going to keep as your record for you, right? For us and for you, right? So
okay, thank you.
Any other questions? No. Well, you guys are pretty easy. I want to, like I said, please get this to your TCs or assistants. The office will email out the training here for you. Like I said, I will now get with Liz and I will schedule an in-person one for those of you who want to bring your assistants or want to have TCs there. That is fine. I can do that, where we can walk them through how you do your counts. And the good part is, if you don't know already, Command now has a TC guest account. So now your TC doesn't have to keep logging in and getting your code from you. They actually, if you want to, you can set up a guest account for your TC where they have their own login and they can do this themselves. So, and in fact, the good part is your assistants, if they have login here, they can actually go to Transact as well and do the forms right through your command. So, makes sense. So, and the way you get to Transact is here. You just go to Transact and it'll click you through. Okay. I think it's pretty smooth and awesome. I did it this morning. I did it with a transaction earlier, and I was like, this was awesome. And I was kind of saying, what, you're getting rid of DocuSign? But actually, I kind of liked it. So hopefully it finds, I know it's a little bit of a change, but both car and us are changing. So it's kind of syncing up nicely. But so go ahead and make sure that you get, the number one thing is get that settings done. Make sure you're connected to Lone Wolf, log in there. That's what we need to set up everything else. So please get that done. And please let your other agents know this is happening, because I guarantee come July 15th, they're going to be like, what the heck? I have to pay for DocuSign. So, please spread the word. We are trying to tell the agents, but man, sometimes you guys don't listen, but I appreciate you guys. So, okay. I appreciate you guys. Go sell some homes. Have some success. I will see you later. Actually, I'm heading out